Our mission is to touch hearts and transform lives through the power of unconditional love and acceptance. We embody a spiritual community that emphasizes personal growth, living consciously, and making a positive difference in the world. So our opening affirmation, please join me in this together. There's only one power and one presence active in my life and in the universe, God the good. Thank you so much. All right, so today we have a guest speaker, and I had the privilege to meet James a couple of days ago, so I'm so excited to hear what he has to say today about the Harmony Way, Unity, the Harmony Way. So James is joining us from the Unity Center for Spiritual Growth in Coeur d'Alene, and so I'm so anxious to hear what he's going to be sharing. So first, my friend Patty is going to read the Daily Word.
Okay, I can hold it. Hi, everyone. Boy, she asked me to read this, and I read the first line, and I just got all teary-eyed and went, is this the way I'm going to get those tears out? So please cry along with me. I find peace and freedom as I forgive. Forgiveness is not always easy. I may resist letting go of the hurt or distress caused by someone else's words or actions. Even so, I know that forgiveness makes space for people to flow to and through me. I release what has been, realizing the past cannot be changed. As I do my inner work to forgive, I also forgive myself for hanging on to the past hurts. With each step, I take the direction of forgiveness. I open to love. Love flows to me as healing energy and compassion. As I forgive, I heal. Letting go, my heart feels lighter, and I feel ready to move forward. My spiritual nature of divine love and peace cannot be harmed by action or words or actions. I forgive and feel light and free. If ever anyone has a complaint about another, forgive each other, just as the Lord has forgiven you. So you also must forgive. Colossians 3:13.
Thank you, Patty. Something we all need to hear, right? All right, so is anyone here joining us for the first time today? Yeah, a couple people. All right. So we have a welcome packet for you. Welcome. Anybody else? First time today? No? All right, super. All right, we are going to stand and greet each other. This is a limited encounter. It's a 90 seconds, so get busy. All right, as we come back to our seats, let us remain standing. We are going to sing. Yes. Okay, welcome back. And let us sing.
ask you guys to remain standing and sing one more song with us if you're comfortable with singing. And if not everyone likes to sing all the time, so you're welcome to just absorb it also. Open my heart to feel the loving one, the caring one inside me. Open my heart to feel the loving one, the caring one inside me. Open my eyes to see the radiance, the brilliance around me. Open my eyes to see the radiance, the brilliance around me. Open my ears to hear the beautiful sounds, delightful sounds all around me. Open my mind to know that kindness grows and goodness glows in this world around me. Open my mind to know that kindness grows and goodness glows in this world around me. Open my heart to feel the loving one, caring one around me. Open my heart to feel the loving one, the caring one around me. Open my ears to hear the beautiful sounds, delightful sounds all around me. Open my ears to hear the beautiful sounds, delightful sounds all around me.
Thank you so much, Chantel, Brianna, Lancer. All right, let's just prepare for our meditation. So we begin by breathing. Just relax into your chair. Feel yourself supported fully. If there's any place that you're uncomfortable, just feel free to breathe and stretch into that place. And we just notice as we begin to breathe slowly, we allow ourselves to just relax more deeply. You can feel the air moving through your nose into your lungs. Feel your diaphragm expanding. And just allow yourself to be in this space. As thoughts arise, just say thank you to those thoughts and let them be. This is our time to just be in the beingness. Today's meditation is inspired by Unity's third principle. Your thoughts create your experiences. You are a creative being, and your thoughts express out to the world that which is drawn back to you. So imagine yourself in maybe your own garden. Many of us are surrounded by plants, flowers. this time of year, the beauty that is expressing through those living plants. And you are just like that. You are a living, creative being meant to blossom forth. You are meant to be a gift to the world through your own creative expression. You are a conduit to express out to the world this goodness of God, this goodness of the creation, which is you. So just consider, what is that? What is that gift that you bring? What is that which you are expressing that is unique to you? Allow yourself to label it beautiful. The beauty that you express is a gift to the world. Just take a deep breath and breathe that in. The beauty that I express is my gift to the world as I co-create with the God of my being. And just feel that as you breathe in, as you inhale deeply and you exhale with release. I am the light of God expressing. You are the light of God expressing. Please share with me in that affirmation, I am the light of God expressing. And again, together, I am the light of God expressing. And so it is. Amen.
So, thank you, Dana. That was just lovely. Perfect setup. And thank you for the singing bowls. Love that. Just great. So nice to be here. It's my first time here. And it's really, I appreciate you welcoming me here today. I'm really looking forward to being with you. I'm arriving here grateful and feeling blessed, welcomed, grounded, and also just a little giddy. I'm a little giddy because yesterday my 4th grandchild was born. Thank you. So I'll be sure and not go overtime today, because immediately after service I'm going to get in the car and go back to Seattle where I can meet her. So yeah, and I just could not be more excited about that. So yay! But it really is a joy, and I just want to tell you a little bit about myself, just to sort of locate myself and give you some context for what I want to talk to you about today. I am the new-ish minister at the Unity Center for Spiritual Growth in Coeur d'Alene. I've been in that role since October of last year. I've been more or less an official Coeur d'Alene resident since January of this year. Prior to that, for 53 years, I lived in Seattle. Where's the booze? It's interesting. When I tell people that, they go, oh, you must be so glad to get out of there. I don't miss the traffic. But I love Seattle. And it was a series of life events that I won't go into here that landed me in Coeur d'Alene. I wasn't necessarily seeking to come here, but just the way God's spirit life works, I landed here. And again, they were just stunning events. And so, yeah, but you know, I'm not here because I don't like Seattle. I'm not here to try to change Spokane or Coeur d'Alene into, I couldn't do that if I tried. But I am having the opportunity to meet some amazing human beings. Just wonderful, wonderful human beings. And I have a relationship with the land of Coeur d'Alene that I didn't have growing up in Seattle. And it's a relationship that has, and if this sounds a little woo-woo-y, please excuse me, but because it's new for me, it's really given me a sense of, James, you belong here just as you are, just because you are. So it's been interesting. I've been playing with that. I have not given up my Washington residency. If you would notice, I drive a black car with University of Washington logo plates on it. Okay, all right. I know I'm not in University of Washington friendliness stuff here, but everybody's included. Okay, so yes. No, my undergraduate degree's from the University of Washington, and I'm one of those loud and proud Husky fans, and so it's just been really interesting to just sort of live as a Washington resident in North Idaho. I kind of feel a little bit like an immigrant. And it's, again, I say that very loosely because I'm white, male, and this is the world is a very white, male-friendly place, but especially North Idaho is exceptionally white, male-friendly. So I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek, wondering what my experience would be if I were female, younger, and my skin were of a different color. But I won't go down that road either here. But it's been, like I said, fascinating to land and just live as an American citizen. Sometimes in an area that I wonder, do you want to put up walls and become your own state or something like that? It's just been an adjustment, And even I just noticed crossing, something happens, I cross over into Washington a lot, and I just notice when my car crosses the Washington state line, I'm just like, okay, I'm in Washington, but like I said, where I live 3 blocks from Sanders Beach in Coeur d'Alene. Tubbs Hill is my happy hill, if you're familiar with that. Just seeing the lake and everything there is just beautiful. And again, some beautiful human beings I'm meeting along the way, one of whom is your minister, Jeff. Jeff has been a breath of fresh air in helping me land and acclimate to life on the east side of the Cascades. And I have to confess I'm a little insecure, knowing that he's speaking at my church, but not mine. It's not mine, but it's like, am I going to have a job when this is done? I honestly don't know. But he's really good, and so we talked about doing this pulpit exchange here, and in the hopes that maybe our congregations can build more of a relationship together. I was talking with some of the folks ahead of time. I'm a big believer in congregational partnership and everything, and what communities can do together. So I don't know. I don't have any attachment to that outcome, but it's just nice to know that there are communities of people who share a like-mindedness and a like thought about the world, living and working together. Grew up in Seattle. For 28 years in Seattle. I raised my family there, 3 kids. So I got my 4th grandchild on the way. And 28 of those years were spent as a pastor in a couple of very large evangelical Christian congregations. I started out in the late 80s, early 90s at Overlake Christian Church in Kirkland, which at the time was told it was the largest church in the state of Washington. We had 6 weekly worship services, and we're just, and it was a church that would make the conservatism over here look lame. People talk about, how are you adjusting to the conservatism over here? And it's like, it's pretty weak. Seriously, Even in North Idaho, the conservatives over there aren't as strong as the conservatives that I was a part of in my church. And so, so it was interesting serving for 28 years in a church like that in Seattle, a very blue city and everything. And now I'm over at Unity, in a very red, I guess I could say, part of the country. It's just interesting and just how life works. But there's definitely, I feel home, I feel connection, I feel spiritually aligned. And I could spend all day talking to you about my spiritual journey, but you'll get a little bit of that today. The title of my message is Exploring the Christ Way, Living in Harmony. And it's a part of a series that I'm doing in Coeur d'Alene, because I'm often asked, James, are you a Christian? James is Unity Christian. And my response is always, you decide. Because I think what really matters isn't what I think or what others think, but what you think. And so I've just been sharing little, thoughts about this, and from there you can decide. Jesus never used the word Christian. Okay, the word Christian, as best I can tell, was invented by the Romans in the first century to identify people who intended to aspire to the way of Jesus. And secondly, Christians can't even agree on what a Christian is. There's 40,000 denominations in the world today, and so I use that word very, very sparingly. But the way of Christ, yeah. I like that, because the earliest followers of Jesus called themselves the Way. And it wasn't so much about Jesus the person as it was about the way of life that he lived and taught. And so, I'm going to talk about that through the lens of living in harmony. But I want to start off with a quote here. And if there's just one thing that you can walk away from here today, this would be it. You can tune me out the rest of the morning and scroll Facebook or Instagram or make your shopping list or, whatever. But I just want to offer you this one thought today. Bill Plotkin says this: we are not here to save the world, but to belong more fully to it. Just kind of let that soak a little bit. We are not here to save the world, but to belong more fully to it. That quote means a lot to me, because for 28 plus years as an evangelical, my calling was to save the world, to preach the gospel, to save others. But if I'm not careful, and if we're not careful, we can come to a community like this. And not that we intended to, but we can start thinking, hey, we've got something better to offer. We've got something good to offer. And we can start to separate ourselves from each other. But if there's anything that I have learned living in North Idaho and in eastern Washington, a gift that the land is giving to me, is realizing that not only can I learn from other people, but I can also learn from the land. I can learn from nature. I can learn from talking and interacting with people who think and act very differently than me. So just to reflect yourself, you can walk out of here today. What would shift in my life? What could shift in how I relate to myself and how I relate to my partner, my spouse, how I relate to my kids, how I relate to my neighbors, how I relate to my spiritual community? If I came not from a consciousness of I'm here to save, but I'm here to belong. I love how this was reflected in the meditation this morning. Ernest Holmes says this: love is an intelligence that seeks expression. And we've already affirmed today, we are light expressing itself. We are love expressing itself. You are love expressing itself. I am love expressing itself. We are love expressing itself. Spokane is love expressing itself. The Pacific Northwest is land expressing itself. America is land expressing itself. The world is love. I'm saying land, aren't I? Love. Love. Thanks, you're following me, okay? Must be the coffee. Love, yes. Love is expressing itself. And what this does for me and reminds me of, no matter what I face in the world today, is a sense of awe and wonder of how love expresses. No matter what happens, no matter how crazy, no matter how polarizing, no matter how weird, I think we can come back to the fact that if you call it God, if you call it love, if you call it spirit, if you call it source, it's always seeking expression. And I just love, and I'm in awe of how love is expressing itself today. And yes, I'm a little biased because I have a new granddaughter to go see when this is done. But here's something else. What we look for, we will find. What we look for, we will find. 2 weeks ago, I went to play pickleball. I'm rediscovering my love for pickleball. And we were playing in a little health club over in Idaho. And I whipped out my University of Washington debit card to pay for my thing. There was a really nice young man standing there checking me in. He goes, "Oh, University of Washington guy." I said, "Yeah, I'm from Seattle." And I always just brace for what I'm going to get when I say that. And this nice, sweet young kid said, "Oh, there's a lot of homeless people in Seattle, aren't there?" And the first thing that I thought was just sadness for someone like that to grow up. I don't know where they're getting that, from the news or from school or from their parents, or whatever. But and I just said, there's a lot of humans in Seattle. They said, "Well, at least it's not as bad as Portland." And again, I'll just tell you this. I think it's going to be through those who are unhoused that maybe we as a species might return to what it looks like to live in harmony with this land. Think about it. Where did we ever get this idea of single-family home ownership on a piece of land, that some piece of paper that a city produces that says you own it? Do you have any idea just how odd that is? I mean, right out here on I-90, there's a little bridge you go over. You cross one side of it, says, "Welcome to Idaho." You cross the other side, "Welcome to Washington." I've often wondered, what does the land think of that? It was basically a bunch of white Europeans that came and said, "Yep, this is called Washington, this is called Idaho," And when I pass homeless encampments, and I'll see a lot of them in Seattle when I go back there, my heart is softened. And I know many people are there not of their own choosing, and they need our help. But I'm also becoming aware that there are a lot of people who choose that way of life, to opt out of the system of ownership, of having to feel like, wow, in order to make it in life, yeah, I'm here, I don't own a home. When my spouse and I divorced, when I left the church and everything like that, we sold the home, and and that's, I'll be honest, I'm 59 years old, I'm a white guy, people say, where you buy your house in Idaho, James? It's like, I don't own a home. And I'm not saying this to try to make myself look really good and everything like that, but I am here to say there's something really freeing of not owning a home. And I just have wondered if maybe, again, belonging even to those who are homeless might be able to teach us something about that. Here's the second thing, though. What we look for, we will find. How is this for you if I talk to you with these on? What do you think? What? Perfect? Perfect. Somebody said cool? Not good. What's not good about these? What don't you like? Sketchy? What's sketchy? What's not good about it?
You're not looking at us. We can't see your eyes.
Can't see my eyes. You don't know where I'm looking. What else? Don't know who I am. Anything else? What?
I think you're groovy.
You think I'm groovy? Whoa. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. Yeah. I want to. Anything else? What am I hiding? Yeah. So a little more about me. I'm an early riser. I get up early in the morning, usually around 4:30, and it's great. The other side of that is after 8 o'clock at night, you don't get much out of me. It's just kind of a slow glide towards the end and whatever. But oftentimes I'm up before the sun is up, and I have a little routine where I make my coffee, and then I sit in my chair and have some meditation and prayer and journaling and all this kind of stuff. And I kid you not, a few days ago I woke up and went to reach for my glasses and put all this stuff on, and for 2 hours, as the sun came up, just did my normal activities. Life was fine. Imagine my shock when I went into the bathroom and saw that I was wearing these. I didn't know it. I had mistakenly grabbed my sunglasses from my regular glasses, and I thought to myself, isn't this about life? Were we born with sunglasses? Would we agree that they're helpful and good on sunny days? But what do sunglasses do? How do they affect our vision? They reduce the glare. Yeah. And some sunglasses have an extra special feature on it. Do you know what it's called? It starts with a P? Polarization. What's polarization? How does that help our eyes? It filters out UV rays. What else? And it filters, yeah. It also, I've been told, what polarizing does is it takes the glare of the white light and breaks it down into its different colors so our eyes don't have to work so hard. And just that word polarizing. Are we polarized today? Yeah. So don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying don't wear sunglasses. You know, it's good for our eyes, but just to notice, you know, how these glasses are a human invention. And I wonder how many times, how many of us go through our life with sunglasses on, but we don't know it. Sometimes life, sometimes other people, sometimes just events might reveal to us, oh, I'm looking at this world through sunglasses. And the invitation is to take the sunglasses off and see the fullness of the radiance of love expressing itself. Let me illustrate one more way, bringing this idea of harmony in, all right? When we think of life, think of voices, think of people as musical notes. So my undergraduate degree is in music. I used to direct orchestras in my last church and everything like that, and it's just beautiful. Flutes, violins, trumpets, trombones, percussion, clarinet, you know, all that kind of stuff. Can we agree that those instruments are beautiful on their own? And when they play together in harmony are also beautiful? When I think of other faiths, other spiritualities, other worldviews, other cultures, I think of it as the same way, each of them beautiful in their own way. And I think really the spiritual path is, can we look and see and receive? If we say that we're unity and everything's welcome, can we see and hear all of that? All right? Let me see if this works. How does that sound? You like that? All right. How about this? Does anybody know what that interval is? It's an octave. It's the same note, just played the same thing, okay? Yeah, all right. How about this? Like that note? Like that note? How about this? How does that make you feel? You like that? Harmonious. All right, good. All right, how about this? How about this? How about this? 3 of these. What? Somebody said it. What is it? It's minor. Yeah. Major? Minor. How does the minor chord make you feel? Yeah. Yeah. But yet, it's found in our music. All right. How about this note? This one? How about this? Does anybody know? Any musicians in the crowd know this chord? It's called the tritone. It's the most dissonant tone in music. Now here's what's interesting, is did you know that for years, early on in the history of church, this interval was not allowed? Seriously, if you follow Gregorian chant in the early 3rd, 4th, 5th centuries, you know, where Western music began to get its traction, this interval was not allowed. It was too dissonant. It was too hard. It was too unpleasant to listen to. Why do I bring all that up? Because if it's true that we all believe that love is an intelligence that seeks expression and that we are all connected one to another, and that truly everyone is connected, like it or not, God has already made up, Spirit, Source, Love, has already made up our minds that we belong here just the way we are, and nothing can change that. And yet, do you notice how many times throughout the day we go through life and we hear the pleasant sounds, those major chords, sometimes those minor chords come along. I know I don't like those so much. And then there's those icky ones that augmented forth. It could be the person with another political sign in their yard. It could be someone with a sexual orientation that you're not familiar with. It could be someone with a different skin color or a different socioeconomic background. It may be someone who speaks a different language. And we don't like that. And I say that because I think sometimes in this community here, in communities like this one, we talk a lot about vibration. Gotta have a good vibration. Stay away from the low vibration. Only keep yourself up in the high vibration and do that. Okay, and I understand where that comes from. A major chord sounds more harmonious. But what capacity do we have to listen for the minor, to listen for the harsh? I say this because I truly, truly, truly believe, and this is what I dream about doing in Idaho, is creating a community where all viewpoints are welcome, including the ones that may sound like, or may feel like putting your finger in a light socket. And it's developing the capacity to just live with tension. When someone says something or does something that's harmful or hurtful, can we just listen and live with the tension? I don't know about you, but when things start feeling tense, when I hear a sound, a tone I don't like, I want to run. I want to cut that out of my life. I want to cancel it. I want to move somewhere else where I don't have to listen to that all the time. Okay? And all it does is it creates this illusion of separation that's not really true and not really real. So, what if it starts with, again, going back to the sunglasses now. Sometimes these sunglasses that we wear can create a bias of looking at the world as broken and needing fixed or needing saved. But what if instead you are not broken? There's nothing about you that's broken. What if people are not broken? What if the world is not broken? What if our world is simply unfolding and expressing? Was it Friday? Friday, Reverend Jeff and I went and saw William Paul Young. I don't know if he's talked to you about him or whatever, but he's the author of a book called The Shack. It was very controversial when it came out because God was personified as a black woman, and in those circles, that's like an anathema, sad to say. But we just had a rich time together. Anyway, we got talking about the creation myth or story, whatever your background is in the Bible, about Adam and Eve, the first humans. And after they are made, that's the story ends saying that the man and the woman and God are in the garden. And this is interesting, naked and not ashamed. I remember when I read that the first time, I thought, how odd. Of all the things that could be said, man and woman, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful, and everything's perfect, and it's all lovey-dovey, but it says they're naked and they're not ashamed. What an odd description of that. And then the next scene that happens is they eat of the tree of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, and something happens. Something changes in the relationship between the man and the woman, and the man and the woman and the divine. They hide from each other. They start pointing fingers and blaming. That consciousness of good and evil. It's interesting, in the original language, in the Hebrew, the word for good could be translated pleasure, and the word for evil could be translated pain. And I've often imagined, what would the world be like without an awareness of pleasure or pain, without an awareness of good or evil, without an awareness of right or wrong, without an awareness of good or bad. Just a little experiment today. As you go on today, just listen. How many times in conversation do you hear the word good, bad, beautiful? Those are all judgments. And we all do it. I do as well. And I think one of the ways that judgment shows up is when we look at myself, I'm broken. I need to be fixed. People are broken and need to be fixed. The world is broken and need to be fixed. What could shift if we didn't see things as broken, but simply unfolding? Someone put it this way: what if the world is just learning how to walk again? We're learning how to walk. Richard Rohr says this: the spiritual path is accepting that you are already accepted. We don't come to God by doing it right. We come to God by doing it wrong. Jesus did not come to change God's mind about us. One of these things we talked about with William Paul Young is the awful distortion of thinking of Jesus on the cross as some kind of way to satisfy an angry God. No. The cross, for me, is more of an archetype of God's solidarity, God's promise to be with humanity and with each and every one of us in the full expression of human life. You know, living in this world with an unprotected, undefended heart can feel sometimes like being on a cross. But God's mind is or love's mind, source, whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. But the sacred intelligence of the world has already decided that this is good, just as it is. So it's not that Jesus had to come and change God's mind about us. He came to change our mind about God. That's what I find fascinating. You could say it this way: we're not loved because we are good. We're loved because the divine is good. And at first that might sting a little bit. It's going to kind of mess with your ego that thinks that I've got to do something to earn love, to earn acceptance. You know, I mean, I don't know about you, but that was baked into me as a kid. You know, love is not something to go out and earn. Love is not something even to deserve. Love is not something to go out there and search or find. Love is coming back. It's something really to be claimed that's already here, inside, in all of its fullness. And the journey back to that over and over and over and over again is the spiritual path. Sometimes it's wonderful and blissful. Sometimes it's maddening and crazy. But it all is going to the same place: love. All right. One more thing here, and we'll wrap it up. When we hide from our wounds, we hide from our wisdom. As we navigate and go along the path, we're going to be wounded. And the invitation here is to, first of all, with yourself, don't hide from them, but learn from them. And always remember, we cannot become what we already are. We cannot become what we already are. One of the saying I heard: enlightenment is porn for perfectionists. Just let that soak. Enlightenment is porn for perfectionists. Here's just my thought. You and I are already enlightened. We're already loved. We're already chosen. So how can we become what we already are? We can't, can we? All right, 3 things that you can write down and just take away to help you do this. First of all, discern between the love of power and the power of love. As you navigate your relationships, as you navigate your life, as you navigate all the stuff that comes into you, learn to discern the difference between the love of power and the power of love. This is especially true in spiritual communities, because spiritual communities are not immune from the love of power. It's always coming back to the power of love. Second, in your relationships and being with each other, value being connected over being correct. Oftentimes, the mind is going to fight for, and it's just the way the mind works, being correct. I've had the opportunity to meet some people that I never thought I'd meet living over in Idaho. And I have one friend in particular. We couldn't be more opposite in how we look at the world, but our friendship is a treasure. And we both value our connection more than we value the rightness of our views. So I'm grateful to have the opportunity to learn that. Thirdly, in your communications, learn to differentiate between impact and intent. Has this ever happened to you? You do something or you say something and somebody says, oh my gosh, that really made me upset. And then what do? Well, it's not how I meant it. That's not how I meant it. That's not how I meant it. This is part of living with the tension. When somebody says something to you about how it impacted them, listen. Stop. I know you didn't mean it that way, but this is how it impacted me. Okay? Learn to differentiate between that as you go through your things, and you'll begin to be able to live with that tension and to live in a real harmony, not a false one. All of this starts with living in harmony with ourselves. And so I just want to close with this poem because this really is an inside job. We live from the inside out. And so this is one of my favorite poems that reminds me of the importance of living in harmony within myself. It's called Love After Love by Derek Wolcott. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, sit here, eat. You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread. Give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit and feast on your life. Thank you for listening.
This song's going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be crowd participation. And we have Melissa joining us with Rhiannon this time. This one's really easy, and there won't be a my fault lyrical mishap like the last song. Sorry about that, everybody. And last time we sang this song, I got a little excited, and I knocked over the unity candle. So I'm keeping myself far away. Let's go around. So we're gonna separate. There's two parts of the song, part 1 and part 2. And when you guys have that all going on, I'm gonna come in with some harmony, and then I'm gonna sing on top of you all. So the first part, we shall sing only in love, we shall walk only in peace. Rhiannon's gonna lead us on that part. And Melissa's going to lead us on We Are Love, We Are Peace. And we're going to start with part 1. And people-wise, separate you right here. And then Melissa and I will come in on part 2. So I'm going to focus on you guys right now. We shall sing only in love. We shall walk only in peace. We shall sing only in love. We shall walk only in peace. We shall sing only in love.
We shall walk only in peace. We shall.
We are love.
We shall.
We are peace.
We shall.
We are love.
We shall.
We are
shall
walk only
in
peace.
we shall
Sing
only
only love.
we shall
Walk
only
only
in
peace.
we shall
Sing
only
only love.
we shall
Walk only
only
peace. We shall sing
only
in
in
love. We shall walk only in peace.
we shall
Sing only in love.
we shall
Walk only in peace. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. We shall do that. James, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what comes from your vision of living in the tension and creating conversation. Yeah. I'm with you, though. Yeah. Yes, let's do that. All right, we are going to move into our tithing moment. And let's just focus on, abundance is really the center thing in the unity message about the abundance that is already ours. It doesn't have anything to do really with money. It's about how do we feel, right? How are we feeling about these creative beings and our abilities to express? So I invite you just to consider your own expression as you consider what your gift is to this ministry, and just feel it, be in that place of abundance as we celebrate this time. Yes, thank you. It's good to see you, Doug. Thank you so much. You want to stand up here with me? Being next to you, I haven't seen you for a while. All right, I invite you to bless our offerings together. Divine love in, through, and as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I hear, all that I give, and all that I receive. Oh, you are a radiant being. I can feel your energy. It's cold in here. Thank you. All right, so I invite you, if you have if something's weighing heavily on your heart, I invite you to offer a prayer request for whatever that is. And the boxes up here, there's should be some kind of teal colored slips in the back of the chairs if you want to enter a prayer request. And we will pray with and for those individuals and for 30 days, as will Silent Unity. All right. Next. All right, let us just share our peace statement together. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, the many ways to worship God. For there is only one power and presence of God, and that God loves each one of us equally. Unity urges all nations, their leaders, and their people to pursue peace, not war, for this is what honors the God of all our faith traditions. Thank you. All right, so this is just going to be what's coming up in the next few weeks. So today, Kimmy is here, ready to do energy tune-ups. There's a sign-up in the back on the door of her little sanctuary. So if there's still slots, you can sign yourself up. And there's 2 left. Okay, so sign yourself up. Thank you. That's happening today. So the first Friday, always our drum circle. It's so much fun. Please be there. And that starts at 6:30 every month, the first Friday. We are going to revisit the yard sale August 7th and 8th, so be gathering up your things that you are ready to release. All right. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, this August 9th, the second Sunday, is our Sacred Support Circle. So that will just be a time to connect and just be together after service. So plan on joining us for that. Thank you. All right, so time to bring kids in. All right. We have our creative beings here. Do you want to show us what you've done? Both of you? Oh, wow. Harmony. They're connected, people connected. These are so cool. This is the whole world, right? The natural world. He's got dolphins, he's got dragonflies. It looks like a hummingbird. These are cool. They're little wooden pieces. How beautiful. Thank you. All right, let's bless our youth and we'll bless ourselves together. Be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near, and for ourselves. Be the love we are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. All right, thank you so much.
Good job, Tracy.
Yes, thank you, Tracy. All right, we're going to join in a circle and sing the peace song.
Let there be The light of God surrounds us.